So I want to talk to you a little bit about the different things that can keep you a little bit distracted from aging healthy. And one of the things that we don't always think about is how stress can play a big part in our memory. One of the things that we do find, particularly with our caregivers of older adults, is that they feel they have a great deal of stress, and this stress, many times, they think they're developing some kind of a dementia. Okay? So, how do we minimize the stress in our lives? One of the things that we need to think about is how can we prepare ahead to avoid stress? One of the things that we do, I think, when we've been working in our jobs, many of us have had to be directors or managers. We are organized. And you have to do the same thing even in retirement. You've got to think a little bit ahead what you're doing so that you have the energy to carry out your activities and plans. So preparing ahead and pacing your day. I talk to a lot of seniors. They have very busy schedules. They're more busy sometimes than I think I am. If I want to make an appointment, I really do have to make an appointment with them because they are taking trips, visiting grandchildren, taking classes, and doing all kinds of other things. What I tell them is, try to pace your day. If you're going to do a lot of activities that require a lot of energy, then make sure you have saved a little bit of time in the day to take a break. Pick up your activities a little bit after a while, but make sure you're pacing with breaks. Balancing work and leisure is also very important. It's important for us who are still working, but even in our retirement, again, when you think you have all this time to go out in that garden and you're tearing everything apart, you're exhausted by 12 noon. So it's pacing yourself, really, with all your activities. But also setting realistic expectations. And I think that many times we think that we can do so much more because we want to do so much more, but we have to really think, how tired was I? Was I able to get the things done that I wanted to accomplish? Did I frustrate myself? So health is a factor in memory. If the body is not well, the brain is not going to be working efficiently. So I want to give you a couple of tips about that. While you're eating, watch your diet. Keep your portions low. This was very timely. Thank you very much for this opportunity. The whole point of that is, as we age, but also when we retire, we may not be as physically active. We may be very busy mentally. We may be doing a lot of other things. But when our metabolism is not what we were when we were 30 and 40. We don't burn the calories as efficiently and as well as we did when we were younger. So, if you're a snacker, try to stick with healthy snacks. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. Get the unhealthy stress foods out of the house. Okay? If you're a potato chip or chocolate eater, I'm sorry, but that's a problem. Especially if you're going to sit and eat it. All right?
Dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate is excellent. I keep a bowl of dark chocolate in my office. Staff come in 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just to get a pick-me-up. It's good for everything. But eating plenty of fruits and vegetables is really where you want to go. You have the lower calories, and it's really more healthy for you. Avoiding processed foods is a given. And you want to eat small portions of sweets. I will never say stop eating sweets because I think for a lot of us it's impossible. But watch your portions. You don't want to overdo it. And watch your caffeine intake. One of the reasons I say that is that if you're drinking caffeine after 12 noon and you find that you're having sleeping problems, that may be part of the issue. So watch your caffeine intake. And by the way, as much as I love dark chocolate, I really watch how much I eat in the evening because that does contain caffeine as well. So eating smart. Here's some ideas in terms of good food that you may want to consider eating a little bit more of. Blueberries helps to protect the brain from oxidative stress. It improves learning capacity and motor skills, and there are studies to back that. Wild salmon, rich in omega-3 essential fatty acids. Any fish such as sardines and herring are also very good. Nuts and seeds are a good source of vitamin E. Walnuts, Brazil nuts, almonds, cashews, peanuts, sunflower seeds. Most of these seeds are all good, as well as raw or toasted. Okay? They just have really good qualities for you. But what you do have to be careful when you're eating a lot of these nuts is the salt. Okay? Salt is not always the best thing for everyone. Avocados. There is so much now on the internet and in the dietary journals about avocados and their benefit. It's a monosaturated fat, and it's good for good blood flow. It's just good for cholesterol as well. Whole grains such as oatmeal, whole grain breads, brown rice is your best source. Try to stay away from white flour products. Wheat germ is not a whole grain, but it's a very good source of fiber. So, one of the things I always try to tell people to do is laugh at yourself. Find a funny story that happened to you, tell it to another, make them laugh. If you think you can laugh yourself, you will laugh even harder when you make someone else laugh. I'm going to tell you a funny story that happened to me. At least I thought it was funny. I went shopping with my husband to Bed Bath & Beyond. We had to buy something as a gift. And it was pouring rain when we were about to leave the store. So he said to me, I'm going to get the car, I'm going to pull it out front for you, and I'll meet you right out front. So I thought that was really great, okay? Problem was, my husband bought a new car. I knew it was white, but I had no idea what the make and model was of it, okay? So I had this big bundle, and I'm running out, and I see this white car parked right in front of the store. And I run out to the car, and I get into the car. What's my husband? Well, I thought that was bad enough. I felt mortified. But when I got out of the car, his wife was standing there. That was harder to deal with. I was a little mortified with her as well, but when I think about it, I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway, that's what you have to do. Tell somebody a funny story. Make them laugh. It's important. Health checks are important also. Make sure if you do have any chronic illness, high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, high cholesterol, any of those things that you have to keep in check, it's not the end of the world. That's where medicine has made tremendous improvements. There are so many medications, so many things to keep people healthy, but you have to make the effort to be the partner with your practitioner to keep you healthy. Make sure you're getting the checkups, checking on your high blood pressure and all depression, thyroid disorders. All of those disorders can affect the brain, okay? High blood sugars, high blood pressure, all affect the brain. You have to keep them in check. Keep chronic medical problems in check, taking prescribed medications as indicated. Don't overtake, don't undertake. One of the most important things to understand is that the thing that probably the number one reason for someone elderly getting admitted to a hospital is because of medications. They either took too much, they didn't take enough, so it's important to take it just as prescribed. Stick to your diet if you're prescribed one. If your cholesterol is up or your blood sugar is up, make it a point to do everything you can to bring that under control. Right? The doctor can't create miracles, but working together, you as a partner with your doctor, you can do a tremendous amount for your health. And watch your alcohol intake. There's a lot of calories in alcohol. Okay. Sorry, 1 or 2 glasses. Okay, so exercise the mind and body. You're not going to get out of this meeting without hearing about exercise. Sorry, folks. Do you like to dance? It's a great way to burn calories. It's fun. You have music. Walking is a great way for helping to prevent osteoporosis. You need to walk. There are different exercises for different problems. Osteoporosis needs you to be putting pressure on your joints. As great as swimming is, it's a good cardiovascular exercise. It is not the exercise for osteoporosis. Join a gym if you like. You can meet new people too. Not everybody likes to go to a gym, but if you really like to exercise, maybe look at different pieces of equipment that you think you'd really use and use it, especially in the winter weather. One of the things that's very important as we age and as we retire, it's very easy to kind of withdraw. And it's one of the things that is probably one of the most detrimental things that I see with seniors that I get involved with is isolation. Senior groups are great. Being with family, being with grandchildren, going on trips, taking courses. They stimulate the brain so you're learning, you're keeping your brain active, but you're also engaging in other people's lives, and that's very, very important. We're all people, and people do need people. Many of us think sometimes we don't, but it's one of the things that brings us closer to one another. Learn something new, a new instrument, a new language, a new craft, anything that makes the brain think differently. Maintaining friendships. This is a wonderful way to bring people together. You're with at the table I'm at, many of the people know each other, coming together, sharing a meal, laughing, sharing stories, being with one another, very, very important. If you can't think of anything that you want to do, you can always volunteer. I work at the hospital, I work at Hunter Medical Center, and the majority of our seniors are volunteers that work there. So it's a great way to be with people, help others, stimulate your mind, and do good things. Now, a lot of people have wondered, what can I do by myself to stimulate my brain? It's important to learn new things, as I said, but there are some brain games that they're good. They're not the only reason that it keeps your brain healthy. You really have to stimulate your brain with conversation and engaging with others. Think about what's going on. It's problem solving. Okay? But Sudoku, memory game books are available. Computer games are great. Luminosity is probably one of the most popular computer games if you want to challenge yourself. So, from a health summary standpoint, don't smoke. If you are smoking, stop it. If you need help, there's plenty of help. I know personally the person at the hospital who is a smoking cessation specialist, but it's very important to stop smoking. It will age you faster than almost anything. Reduce the overall calories you consume if you can, except for tonight, folks. Enjoy. Socialize and have fun, and maintain your role and a sense of purpose. Every day you get up, what is your sense of purpose for that day? Everyone needs something. I thank you for your time and for your indulgence in my sense of humor. Have a good evening.